I hope it's not too late to say Happy New Year. So Happy New Year to everyone. This video is meant for our current clients and of course, always our prospective clients. So feel free to share this presentation with your friends and family. And something very exciting for 2023, if you haven't noticed, our team is growing. So we're excited to introduce Elsie Lopez and Dino Ruiz. We actually had a meeting at the beginning of AEP last year, and they were on the call. And so many of you got to meet them. And that was actually very exciting for us. But we want to make sure that everyone is aware that we do have help, Elsie Lopez and Dino Ruiz. And this is important for me, for Kim, that you are aware of, because we know that maybe we are not answering or responding to the calls as quickly as we used to. And yes, we're getting busy, but as well, our team is growing. And so we just want to make sure that you all know that we are growing, we are aware of, and we'll make sure that we get back to you quickly, just like we've done in years past. So our contact information is here. I know many of you already have it, but like I said, feel free to share it with your friends and family, anyone who can benefit from talking to Kim and myself and learning more about Medicare. And something else we're excited for, as you can see, there's a lot to be exciting for 2023, other than, everyone just getting back to normal. But if you haven't noticed our signatures, our logo changed a little bit. And so we have updated our slogan. And so now our slogan is taking the guesswork out of your Medicare journey. This goes more in line with what we do. We try to take the guess out of your Medicare journey, and it's a journey, and you're going to be on Medicare most likely for the rest of your life. And so it's something that Kim and I have always been very passionate about. We're not just, I actually hate calling myself a sales agent. We are educators. We want you to learn how to use your benefits. And so, we want to make sure that you're connecting with your friends and family, and that maybe if you're giving any advice, hopefully you're not, but that it's correct, and that you know where to send friends and family when they have questions. So it's a journey, and so we wanted to make sure that our slogan reflects that, and we're pretty excited about this one. So if you haven't noticed it, it's on here, and yes, that's something that's new for 2023.
So we just wanted to address in terms of current Medicare members. So most of you that are, have been sent this presentation are our current members. And then there's also prospective members. And that could mean that you are also currently on Medicare, just not our members, or you're about to become Medicare eligible. So this is for people who currently have Medicare. So just to be sure, because a lot of times when we have these conversations, people are not sure of what kind of plan they have. But if you are on Medicare A and B, and you're paying either through Social Security, you're paying for your A and B premiums, you are going to have secondary Medicare plans through one of the following options. You either have a Medicare Advantage Part C, which in the past we could quickly and easily say these are all HMO plans, but they actually do have some PPO options that occurred in 2023. So these are what we now call, instead of just HMO plans, managed care plans. And these are typically what you see on TV in terms of ads. Most of the ads that you're going to see are these Medicare Advantage Part C plans. The other option that you have, and that you're probably on, is a Medicare Supplement or Medigap plan, but you will also then have a Part D, typically. So those are really the two major options if you're on Medicare that you have for your secondary plans. There are some of you, though, that are on the call that are clients that have Medicare Part A and B. You don't have a Part C, and then you do have a Part D. That's very rare, but we wanted to make sure that we addressed everybody out there. It's very rare. It's not the recommended way to go about handling your Medicare, but there are some folks that have that. So you're going to have either a Part C, a Medicare Supplement and Part D, or just a Part D plan. So that's really for any current Medicare members. Next up, sorry, I'm trying to advance the slide, is really what to expect regarding those current plans. So once you now know, am I on a Part C, a managed care plan, or am I on a Medicare Supplement or Part D? These are just some things to think about in terms of 2023. Your Medicare Part C plan, the Medicare Advantage, actually has an open enrollment period. So we just went through the annual election period. It has an open enrollment period that spans through March 31st. And what that means for you is it's just another enrollment period. If you're not happy with your plan, you can actually switch to another Medicare Advantage Part C plan. Now, that's only for Medicare Advantage plan holders currently. Also, don't feel pressure that you have to. If you love your plan, you don't have to make any changes, and it will automatically continue. But there's just this extra enrollment period for Medicare Advantage plans that you should be aware of. Now, if you're on a Medicare supplement and Part D, not much is going to change for you. We just had the annual election period where we went through hundreds of plan changes for Part D, and some of you didn't change. And some of you didn't even look at the plan. Be very, very confident that as long as you're paying your premiums, those plans will automatically roll over to 2023. And if you did change your plan, you have a new plan for 2023 for your Part D, your prescription drug plan. From a Medicare supplement standpoint, that never goes away as long as you're paying your premiums. That supplement plan will continue. There's really no annual election or open enrollment. I'll get into when you can take a look at those plans, but those plans, for the most part, once you sign up for them, those continue on. So if you have a Medicare supplement plan in 2023, or 2022, and you're paying your premiums, it is going to continue in 2023, exact same plan. So some tips and tricks for 2023 that we thought that we would address. Here's what happens in the beginning of the year. Everyone's very excited. It's all the New Year's resolutions and things like that. And obviously your medical is part of it. So just some things to consider, in terms of what to expect with these plans. So if you're on a Medicare Advantage Part C plan, you want to double check your Medicare ID card, or your member ID cards, pardon me. So from the insurance company, these member ID cards come, even if you didn't change your plan, they're going to send you a new one every year. Make sure it has the right primary care doctor, and make sure it has the right medical group. A lot of times there's glitches, and if that card has a different name displayed, it may mean that you can't see that primary care doctor that you have been seeing or want to see. So just make sure that's right. And then certainly, again, every year, these plans will send you new summary of benefits, and the last year they sent you the annual notice of change. But there are some incredible extra benefits that these Part C plans, Medicare Advantage plans, have that a lot of you are not taking advantage of. So take a look at those extra benefits. And if you have any questions, again, we now have a team that can help answer those questions for you and get you those extra benefits out there. From a Part D, so if you're on a separate Part D prescription drug plan, some of you are, when you sign up for your plan, and even if you're on a rollover plan, you may have a deductible on your Part D plan. So a lot of times we get questions like, oh my gosh, my initial month in January, the cost of my prescriptions is through the roof. Well, some of these plans have a maximum out-of-pocket deductible of $505. It could be lower, and it's not necessarily going to mean that in January you're going to be paying $505. But up until that deductible amount, after that amount, that's when your prescriptions will settle into more equitable pricing. So just be aware of that. That's a lot of calls that we get is because of that. How I thought my drug was only going to cost me $47 and it's $230. Well, it will be $230 up until that, whatever your particular Part D deductible is, and then it will settle into more of again, an equitable price for your drugs. For Medicare supplement plan holders, I mentioned this, there's no real open enrollment for Medicare supplement. Those plans just continue year over year. But in California, and actually 6 other states, Idaho, Nevada, Oregon, and a couple of others, you can review your Medicare supplement and make changes during your birthday month. So those are just some things that you want to keep an eye out from us. We're definitely going to be pinging you if we happen to notice that there's a comparable plan or the same plan that has lower premiums. We want to get you, switched over to that insurance carrier. And then the last thing, and this is something we actually noticed for 2022 quite significantly, and just thought we would bring it up, is having a medical power of attorney. A lot of times we are getting, loved ones that are reaching out to us to learn about your Medicare. And we need to have that officially on record. So if you do have a medical power of attorney, let us know so we know that we can also keep them informed. And if you don't have one set up, it's just a good practice. So we just wanted to talk about that as part of our initial 2023 update. And lastly, and I will be adding onto this, but don't forget to set up automatic payments. If you have any premiums for your plans, a lot of you don't have any premiums. Some of you have large premiums, whatever it is. If you do have premiums, set up automatic payments. So I'm going to go to the next slide and kind of talk how you can pay for some of your premiums. So, if you have a prescription drug plan, you can set up your, and typically you've already set this up, but knowing how your premiums are being paid is crucial. That's another bunch of questions that we get in the beginning of the year is like, well, I got this, I'm seeing this number on my bank account being deducted. What is this for? So if you have a Part D, a prescription drug plan, there's 3 ways that you're paying for that prescription drug plan. Either through a Social Security deduction, if you're collecting Social Security, you may have set it up that way. You may also just have decided, I'm going to get a coupon book. So they send you an invoice in the mail, and then you pay it by check. But you can also set up auto pay through the carrier's website. So those are the 3 ways if you have a prescription drug plan. If you have a Medicare Advantage or Part C plan, exactly the same. If that plan does have a premium, a lot of Medicare Advantage plans do not. But if you do, you can do it those same 3 ways. Medicare supplements, very different. They do not allow you to pay through Social Security. You are paying directly to the carrier, either by check or you set up automatic payment through the carrier's website. And then lastly, and this again has nothing really to do with us, but from a Medicare Part A and B standpoint, a lot of people wonder, well, I don't understand. How am I paying for this? Where does this go? So you can pay your Medicare Part A. Well, typically Part A is premium free, but your B payments and any other additional is through your Social Security. You can pay if you are collecting it. You can they will automatically take it out. So there is no other option. But if you're not collecting Social Security, what they will typically do is they initially will set up quarterly payments through, just you pay by check, which sometimes can be quite large, especially if you're a higher income earner and have high Part B premiums. So the recommended, if you're not getting it deducted out of your Social Security, is actually to set up automatic payments. But believe it or not, this is through another website, but Medicare.gov. So you go to Medicare.gov, you register, and you can actually set up your monthly automatic payments through Medicare.gov for Medicare Part A and B.
I'd like to add something, Kim, on the Medicare supplement. Many of you who are signed up for Medicare supplement plans, which are the same as Medigap plans, when you first enrolled, you were guaranteed acceptance, which means that you didn't have to answer any of the medical questions. But if you get canceled and you go over your grace period, you don't just get reinstated, you have to reapply. And then this time around, you have to answer all the medical questions. And so there is a possibility that you could be denied. And it's very unfortunate, but we did see that in 2022. And that's why it ended up in this presentation. We don't want to scare you. It's not our tactic, but we do want to warn you that, especially with Medicare supplement plans, if you get canceled and you don't reinstate within the grace period, it's usually 30 days. You'll have to go through medical underwriting, and then you have to give them your health question, answer all the health questions, and there is a possibility that you could be denied. So just keep that in mind. I know that some of you are not comfortable with auto pay from your bank account, but maybe a lot of the companies are starting to accept credit cards. So that's maybe that's something that you can do. Just wanted to make sure I added that.
That's a great point, Fanny, because a lot of times I will get a call and say, I don't know what happened, but my Medicare supplement was canceled. And the only reason it will be canceled is for non-payment. So, just keep an eye on how you have set up your payments for your your Medicare supplement, and any of the plans, actually.
Now we have a table here. Many of you maybe are familiar with our very famous and popular parts and premiums. This is a sheet that we copy from Medicare.gov. And so this shows a Part B premiums based on your modified adjusted gross income. So there's those different brackets. But the good news is that for 2023, the premiums pretty much are lower than they were in 2022. And so if you are someone who has an IRMAA fee, it's a income related monthly adjustment amount. So if you pay more than the base amount, for 2023, you will see a reduction. Now, this is handled by, the federal government. So how quick it will reflect on your billing, well, I'm not sure. But I know I've heard from a couple of our clients that they have noticed the reduced fee. So we just wanted to make sure that we let you know in case your premiums haven't been adjusted yet. We'll make sure that you take a look, and if it hasn't been adjusted, you can always give Social Security a call, and they'll work that out for you. But I actually called Social Security with a client, and we were told that this is automatic. They will adjust it. But again, we just wanted to make sure that we show you this, and that we never really have a decrease. So it was something else to be excited for in 2023. And now we're going to talk about our communication. We want to make sure that we touch base with you often. Not so much where you'll feel the need to spam our emails. We have had that. Only one client actually ever did that, and he claimed it was an error. But in any event, we do have some upcoming webinars, and webinars, are nice because you can listen to it multiple times. And so we enjoy having live webinars where you can speak and we can connect with you. It's just nice to again touch base and see each other on camera even. But we always record them, and so we'll always share the link. And we do want you to know that any video that we share, feel free to share it with anyone that you want to. So you can always share with your friends and family. But we are going to send you communication on your birthday, for holidays. We try to stay in touch. And very important, annual election period. We will reach out to you. For some reason, I am a fan of doing it after Labor Day. I feel like people go out of town. You're back. It's time to get ready for AEP. So we try to send in. We mail letters if we don't have an email, or we know that your preference is it's still hard copies. We'll mail letters, but we do send emails. And again, this is usually where we ask for an updated drug list. But also, we are going to be sending periodic videos on the extra benefits that Kim touched on, because I was so annoyed, and not of any of you really, but when I was reviewing a lot of our clients' prescription programs, I was talking to many of you over your over-the-counter benefit, over your vision benefits. And so I felt bad, like, did we not explain it? And a lot of it is that when you're new to Medicare, there's just so much to be considered. Maybe you're retiring, you're turning 65, you were getting 10 inches of mail every day. And so it just kind of went over your head, or just didn't pay attention to the fact that you have a free gym membership with these plans. And so again, now we're reviewing prescriptions, and I'm asking, are you using this benefit, that benefit? And I was shocked at how many no's I received. And so I was emailing catalogs, make sure you're using these benefits, because again, these are free and they're great benefits, like the gym membership, over the counter, you can buy vitamins. That was probably the one that I just felt the worst about, because it's $400 a year that you can utilize. And not every policy has it, but if your policy has a benefit, we will make sure that we reach out to you. So again, just don't get annoyed if you get those videos. But we want to make sure that everyone's utilizing those benefits. And then again, we also want to remind you of our social media presence. I am not going to call out any of our clients, but we have one particular client, and this is a very nice lady, and she always likes our Facebook posts. But we would love it if all of you went in there and kind of gave us a like on Facebook. And of course, we're also on YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And so we just want to make sure that that we're out there, and there's ways to contact us. And here's again our information. I know many of you have it already. Everyone has it. But we also want to remind you that, we have grown, and we're excited that we have grown, because we know I plan to do this maybe, I don't know, until I'm 65 or older. We don't have any plans of, stop doing this anytime soon. But our referrals from you, it's really how we stay afloat and how we are continuing to grow. And part of that is why we wanted to make sure that we introduced you to our new team members because, we're growing and our team is growing. And again, we really do survive off of your referrals. And I'm sure it's okay if I share, right, Kim? But we've engaged in a couple marketing campaigns, which were honestly not very successful because Medicare is very private and there's so much personal information that is exchanged. So our referrals come from friends and family. It has to be a trusted source. Your sister will call me because you told her that you know me and I've been doing this for this long. But if I just have a marketing with our picture, it might not work. I think we look pretty trusting, but who knows? So again, just want to remind you that we really do appreciate your referrals and anything we can do to help your family members, even if they're on Medicare and they're just confused about what type of coverage they have. Feel free to send them our way, and we'll help them out if we can.
Well, thanks everyone. That's it. Feel free to reach out, and we will be in contact again soon.
Thank you.